requires running both heaters in the shop. Brought in calf's bunk. It's all frozen in the bottom. So I dumped their silage. Well, I gave them their feed in here before I brought this in the shop. They cleaned most of it up. And I just dumped their silage over top of their hay for right now. I'll have to eat out of that tonight. I'm gonna let this melt overnight. I started shoveling it out. It's like a solid chunk of ice. So got both heaters running in here. That one's running. That one's running. As you can see, it's 60, 61 in here right now. I've only been running the torpedo heater for the last, I don't know, 3 hours or so. I just come out and turn the temp up, the thermostat up on that one. Get a little bit warmer in here. Probably gonna take all night to melt this all out of there. Cow's bunk is clean. There's some frozen chunks that are like this, are a little bit bigger in there, but those aren't frozen to the bunk, so I just throw those out every day when I feed. But I don't know, between the snow and everything, this bunk is kind of built up. But I'm gonna talk about one other thing here quick too that's probably gonna be coming up here shortly. You can see cats are picking out on cat food. Yeah, Michigan farming, there's a 60 for you. One of these days I'll get that cleaned up and get them pulled out. But what I'm thinking about doing is my New Holland 717 that I normally chop my bedding with. I'm gonna get him dug out here one of these days. Hook him up to 40-20. That chopper right there is what I use for bedding. The knives don't meet the shear bar anymore, so it doesn't do the greatest job, but it works really good for bedding. But I'm thinking about digging him out, which I need to check and see if that tire is flat. To me, it just looks like that back tire is flat on him. It might be low, but it's not flat. I'll have to move this pile of frozen stuff out there and let the cows pick through it so I can get them out of here. But I figure one of these days I'm going to get them hooked to the 40-20. And I think I'm going to run some cornstalk bales through it and blow it in the shed. And then I'm going to mix some chopped cornstalks with corn silage for the cows to try and preserve some of my corn silage for a while. And the cows are getting pretty roly-poly. What I think I'm going to do is get air in the tires on this gravity box, which is, I'll show you in a minute. You can see the deer in here eating from my corn. Either I'm going to move this gravity box or I'm going to move this horse hay out of the way. Not for sure yet. I'll have to go get some OSB board for the walls. But this one is full of corn for my pigs and for the calves. You can see that up in there. But probably have to get some OSB board for the walls. I used to blow it up against that wall, but I don't want to move my planters. So I'll probably have to get some OSB board to put on this wall, which was my plan anyways. And then probably just move this gravity box, put it up above behind the combine. Then I'm going to chop a bunch of cornstalk bales, you know, in the pile there. I'll set up the tractor and the chopper right here, and then set it so the smoke blows in here, and then I'll just break the bales apart with the skid loader and get the frozen net wrap off, and then feed them in by hand into the chopper and blow a big pile in here so I can grab and mix like half a bucket of corn stalks with half a bucket of corn silage. My pile is about half gone. I've been feeding a little bit more than I normally do, so try and help my corn silage pile last till spring. So I'm thinking this week it's supposed to, they're talking later this week, it's supposed to be up to almost 40. So I'm hoping get that pile moved so I can get the 40/20 hooked to that chopper. Chop some of them bales. I need to get back out and cut more firewood. The pile's getting pretty low, so being it's supposed to be nice out this week, we'll try and get that done. It's been below zero here the last couple of days. Lows have been 10, 15 below. So I haven't been cutting much firewood here the last couple of weeks, and we've been using plenty of firewood. But you can see the cows are out there. You guys see the cows out there all the time. But if you can see out there, been opening that up in there. There's some trees right there I need to cut up. I got another log there that needs to be hauled in, and then over here, you're not gonna be able to see it. Where is it? Right out there, there's an oak log. I think it's buried in the snow. You can just barely see the leaves from it. Quit focusing on the weed. Anyways, back in there you can barely see the leaves. There's one branch with leaves on it that big log needs to come in. Like I say, those ones need to be cut up. There's some trees I have down going up that hillside that need to be skidded down to the bottom. And then I'll get back to cut more of those trees down, which you guys have seen me working out there. And I can't really work on the other side of the hill because the skid loader's having a hard time climbing up that hill on the other side. It's too icy and it's got roly-polies in there, so the skid loader starts doing this number going up there and it loses traction. So we're gonna have to wait for that until the snow is gone. But and then I have more logs out there, trees that are down that need to be cut up. As you can see, there's trees laying down up there that I cut last year that I need to get drug out and cut up. So it's supposed to be nice late this coming week, so I'm going to work on those, cutting firewood, and I'm going to try and cut or chop some of these cornstalk bales. And I'll run 4 or 5 bales through it, make a big pile in there, and try mixing some chopped corn stalks with some corn silage. You know, if I mix it 50-50, that's half as much corn silage I'm going to use a day. So I probably should have chopped a couple more loads. I only chopped 10 loads this year, and normally I chop 13 or 14. And note to self, next year we're going to chop a couple more loads. But so that's kind of the plan. That's what's going to happen there. So if I get that out and going, I will make a video of that, playing around doing that or whatever. So stay tuned for that. But I think I'm going to put that gravity box up here behind the combine. Otherwise, everybody else just kind of sitting here waiting. 40/20 still needs to go in the shop, but I don't have the money to fix anything right now. So she's kind of just waiting, and really it's hard to heat the shop right now, so we'll wait till closer to spring. And then I'd rather just wait until it starts warming up before I change oil and everything. Like right now, the 40/20, I do start them every once in a while. And the problem with that is you can possibly get condensation built up and everything from the warming and the cooling. So I'd just rather wait till until we start seeing warmer weather before I change all the oil and everything on them. That way it's all fresh right before we start doing field work. In the 6400s there, it hasn't moved since I hauled manure, and that'll be once we start seeing some warmer weather. Well, actually once the snow melts, we'll start hauling more manure. But on the 64, he does not have a plug-in that I can find anywhere for a cold weather package. So I don't really start them anyways, but when I do, I have this magnetic heater that I put on the oil pan for a couple hours first. Basically I put on there until the engine itself feels fairly warm. I don't like doing cold starts. I'd rather have the motor somewhat warm already before I start it. with working with my cousin and changing head gaskets and fixing cracked heads and all that kind of stuff, I don't like messing with that, so I just assume make sure they're plugged in. But you can see this one, everything's covered in oil, and then the oil off this hydraulic valve that's up here runs down the side of the engine everywhere. I need to get work on that, but I don't exactly know what the fix is going to be on there. I'm really hoping I can just fix it myself. I don't know if there's just some seals in there or what the deal is, but we'll get that in closer to spring. See with how much money I lost this year, how much the tax return is for fixing everything. And I did I'll shut this heater off in here. I did go to John Deere yesterday, and I talked with a buddy of mine who was a salesman about that 7410 that I had mentioned before. And I guess we'll see kind of what happens here in the future. I might run to the other dealership one day and test drive the tractor once it warms up a little bit, just kind of run it. He told me what all the notes were on the tractor and what had been wrong with it, what they'd fixed. So I kind of have an idea of what potentially could still be wrong with it. So I don't know. We'll see. I guess it's going to depend on the tax returns, if there's anything. I really don't want to sell any of my calves. I was really hoping to finish all of them. But I might end up buying some weaned dairy calves this spring to put out with my steers. Or maybe I'll leave them in the calf lot or the steer lot and feed them here in the yard. And put my steers out on a pasture by themselves. I'm not for sure yet. But I might, like I say, I might try and buy some feeder calves to put some weight on through the summer and then sell them in the fall. So we'll see. We'll see how what all the numbers are. If I can pencil out how many calves I can get and how much I should be able to make if I can make another tractor payment, maybe I'll talk to my buddy at John Deere and try and buy that tractor. And I guess if I buy the tractor, I'm going to put an ad in the paper for doing more custom baling. As of right now, I don't advertise. It's kind of by word of mouth, a couple people that I have baled for. So, and hopefully some of the other guys that didn't have me bale last year because they chopped everything, maybe they'll have me bale again. So we'll see, but maybe I'll just, if I buy the tractor, I'll advertise. I don't like running all over the countryside with equipment, but I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, my shop's still a mess. I haven't cleaned the floor yet. That's kind of a spring thing. It just gets to be a mess in here all winter. Dropping manure and corn silage off the tires and everything, so might as well wait till spring to clean. But this is what's going on today. Just trying to get all the snow melted out of here so I can clean this feed out that they're not really going to want to eat now after it's been like this. So get this all done, and I just figured I'd give a little update of what's going on. I know there's been people that are still curious about that 7400 or 7410 deal. And I had some other comments. Why not just get a 7700 or 7810? Biggest thing is I don't need a tractor that big. I don't need that kind of horsepower. You know, I know a lot of them, when you're not working them, they don't use much more fuel, but I don't know. It's just, I have it in my head. That's the size of the tractor I need or want. That's what I'm looking for. And basically the 7400, 7410 would be perfect. Basically, not much difference between the 74 and the 76. It's just the 76 has a bigger frame, and I believe they have a little bit bigger radiator in them. But I have a buddy who works at John Deere, and like he said, it wouldn't take much to turn the pump up in a 74 and get the same as a 76. So we'll if it doesn't have enough power, we'll give her a little turn of the screw. But I think at 105 PTO horsepower, that'd be great plenty, because the 64 is 85 PTO horse, and it'll do it. It would just be nice to have a little bit extra, so I'm figuring that extra 20 will be perfect. But anyways, that's what's going on. So hopefully if it if things go as I plan, I'm gonna try and chop some of them corn stalks, so I'll make a video of doing that too. It's kind of not gonna be fun doing it that way. It'd be real nice just to get a bale processor and run a couple bales through, but I don't know anybody in my area that has one that I could rent. And the place that rents them out is an hour and 15 minutes away, and they like to get $100 to deliver the thing, the piece of equipment, and then I don't remember what they charge, but I don't feel like spending that kind of money. I guess I'll burn some calories and run a pitchfork. So that's it's kind of the plan. I see the gator hasn't moved in a while ever since it got cold. It's got a flat tire on it now. Every year I got to put a can of tire sealant in there, and it's usually good for a year, and then once it gets cold then it starts going flat again. So it's going to be that time of year. I'll have to buy another can of tire sealant for it. But anyways, that's what's going on, so stay tuned for more videos. There is one more video scheduled of the viewer questions that I believe will go up on Saturday or maybe Sunday. I don't remember. I schedule them for every other day, these last couple, and that's all I have made up so far. Michigan Farming wants a video of raising feeder pigs or whatever, or raising pigs. I'm probably going to do that video for you, buddy, this summer as we're actually doing it. I think I am going to raise a couple this summer. I want a pig for our freezer. My mom and dad want a pig, and a couple of folks that my wife rides horse with want a couple. So I'm probably going to raise a few this summer. So I will probably, maybe I'll try and make a quick video kind of explaining a few things to begin with, but then we'll make a video series or whatever this summer of the pigs as they go along. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, there is one more scheduled for, I think, the 16th, and then I don't really have any more. So, but anyways, that's what's going on. So hopefully we have some more videos of stuff actually happening going on around here. So thanks for watching, everybody. Send me a comment. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up below by the subscribe button. Stay tuned for more. We'll catch you on the next one.